Hey, this is Urban Griffin, and welcome to another edition of Grown Man Talk. And as you see, here's a picture of Ann Curry, as she was this morning on CBS this morning, doing an interview, answering questions about her new series of Till We Meet Again on PBS. But also, and not surprisingly, she was asked about her ouster from NBC's Today Show around the time that now disgraced anchor Matt Lauer was there. So what I'm going to read is the article. If you want to go to the article yourself and also hear the actual interview, they got links to it on the site itself. I'm going to leave a link to the article, which will take you can find directly the videos that she did this morning from her interview. But anyway, in her first television interview since leaving NBC, former Today Show host Ann Curry is speaking out about the firing of her former co-host Matt Lauer and the pervasive verbal sexual harassment during her time at NBC. Lauer was fired over inappropriate sexual behavior last November. She says, quote, "I could say that I would be surprised if many women did not understand that there was a climate of verbal harassment that existed. I think it'd be surprising if someone said that they didn't see that." So it was verbal, sexual, and the reason I'm reading it like that because you could tell this was a real touchy subject for her. I mean, if you see the interview, you'll get what I'm saying. Anyway, one of the hosts, Nora O'Donnell, went on to ask her, went on to say actually, quote, "She just said that verbal sexual harassment was pervasive." And Curry responded, "Yeah." And then she went on to ask, quote, "At NBC at the time you were there?" Unquote. And then Curry answer says, "I don't want to cause more pain, but no, you're asking me a very direct question. I'm an honest person. I want to tell you that it was. Yes. Period." Unquote. Curry, who is making a much anticipated return to TV with her new PBS show Will Meet Again. I thought it was called Till We Meet Again, but it's called Will Meet Again. Was with NBC's Today Show for 15 years. She co-anchored alongside Lauer from 2011 to 2012 before a highly publicized break with the broadcast. Curry left NBC in 2015 and created her own production company. Asked if Lauer had abused his power, Curry said, quote, "You know, I'm trying to do no harm in these conversations. I can tell you that I'm not surprised by these allegations." Unquote. Now you can tell Ann Curry's trying to be classy and neutral, but just by some of these answers, you could tell, yeah, there was a lot more going on that she probably knows that she's not telling. The quote, the hashtag #MeToo movement and recent tidal wave of sexual misconduct allegations has toppled powerful men in media, politics, and entertainment, including the former co-host of CBS This Morning, Charlie Rose. Curry says righting the power imbalance in the workplace is absolutely overdue. Quote, "We clearly are waking up to a reality and injustice that has been occurring for some time, and I think it will continue to occur until the glass ceiling is finally broken. I'm not talking about people being attracted to other people. I'm talking about people in the workplace who are powerful, who are abusing that power, and women and men are suffering." Unquote. And I like that she's keeping it neutral and she's mentioning women and men, not just women. And I also like that, hey, sometimes attraction of the workplace does happen. She even admits in this quote, I like this quote here because she's even admitting that it does happen. But when you're taking advantage and using your power to gain some kind of dominance over somebody, that's wrong. But continuing with the article, Curry also called for the focus of sexual harassment to move beyond individual accusations. And she goes on to say, quote, and that's the end of this article, she says, the real question in my view is what are we going to do with all this anger? And it's not just obviously about where I used to work. It's not about where you're working. But it's about the problem that's pervasive across industries in workplaces across America. The question is ultimately, what are we going to do about it? Unquote. And you can read the full article. And this article even has the actual interview word for word. If you don't want to listen to the video, you could actually go to the bottom of this after what I just read, and you can read the article for yourself. Personally, I think she handled herself very well. Of course, I've always respected Ann Curry. I feel like she's a class act. Always has been. And I feel like we see in a lot of the same qualities. And I feel like this is why she's so popular right now with Hoda Kotb. Because I see a lot of the same qualities in Hoda that we saw in Ann. And I said this in a previous video about this subject with Ann Curry, that while I don't see her coming back to NBC full time, I would love to see her come back as a guest host, a guest interview, or something. Because I personally feel, as I said, I'm first concerned about my own black people. But wrong at the end of the day is wrong. Doesn't matter who it is. And I felt what happened to Ann was wrong, and I would like to see some type of bridge built. And rumor has it that both Savannah and Hoda would be very open to that. Now, whether NBC does anything, that remains to be seen. But anyway, you can check out the link down in the description box and down in the comment section. Go to the article yourself on CBS.com. And that's all I got to say. For Grown Man Talk, I'm Irvin Griffin.